Why do some cities thrive while others struggle to stay afloat? It's a question that's plagued urban planners, economists, and residents alike for decades. But today, we're not just talking about cities with a few bumps in the road. We're diving into the deep end, exploring 10 American cities that may have hit rock bottom and are struggling to climb back up. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 10. Cities not on the list. Before we delve into the cities on our list, let's address the elephant in the room. Why aren't cities like San Francisco or Chicago included? Well, it all boils down to one crucial factor: resilience. Despite their current challenges, these cities boast robust economies and a track record of bouncing back from adversity. With their status as economic powerhouses, they're poised to weather the storm and emerge stronger than ever. While they certainly face obstacles, their foundations remain strong, making them unlikely candidates for permanent decline. So, as we explore the cities on our list, keep in mind the critical role that economic strength plays in determining a city's fate. Number 9. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee, once a vibrant cultural hub, now grapples with the ghosts of its past. The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968 marked a turning point for the city, triggering a downward spiral of civil unrest and economic decline. White flight and economic disinvestment followed, leaving behind a city scarred by poverty and crime. Despite efforts to revitalize certain areas, Memphis continues to struggle with systemic issues that have deep roots in its history. While its musical legacy endures, the road to recovery remains long and uncertain. Memphis's fate hangs in the balance, a city torn between its past and its future. Number 8. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, once a bustling steel town, now stands as a testament to America's industrial decline. As foreign competition and automation took their toll, Gary's economy crumbled, leaving behind a landscape dotted with abandoned buildings and shattered dreams. Racial tensions and urban decay further compounded the city's woes, driving away residents and businesses alike. Efforts to revitalize Gary have met with limited success, with systemic issues deeply entrenched in its fabric. While the city's resilience is undeniable, the road to recovery remains fraught with challenges. Gary's fate hangs in the balance, a city struggling to redefine itself in the face of adversity. Number 7. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Pine Bluff, Arkansas, once a thriving center of commerce, now grapples with the fallout of economic decline. The mechanization of agriculture dealt a devastating blow to the city's economy, driving up unemployment and poverty. As jobs disappeared, so too did residents, leaving behind a city struggling to find its footing. Despite efforts to attract investment and create new opportunities, Pine Bluff continues to face an uphill battle. High crime rates and struggling schools further compound the city's challenges, perpetuating a cycle of decline. While the community's spirit remains strong, the road to recovery is long and uncertain. Pine Bluff's fate hangs in the balance, a city fighting to reclaim its place on the map. Number 6. Port Arthur, Texas. Port Arthur, Texas, nestled along the Gulf of Mexico, once thrived as an industrial powerhouse fueled by the oil boom. But as oil prices fluctuated and environmental concerns mounted, the city's fortunes took a nosedive. Pollution from the refineries choked the air, driving away residents and sowing seeds of discontent. Racial tensions simmered beneath the surface, exacerbating the city's woes. Despite efforts to diversify the economy, Port Arthur struggled to regain its footing, trapped in a cycle of decline. Today, the city's streets are lined with empty storefronts and abandoned homes, a stark reminder of better days gone by. While revitalization efforts offer a glimmer of hope, the road ahead remains uncertain. Port Arthur's fate hangs in the balance, caught between the ghosts of its past and the promise of a brighter future. Number 5. Camden, New Jersey. Once a bustling industrial center, Camden, New Jersey, now grapples with poverty, crime, and urban decay. The city's decline traces back to the demise of its manufacturing base, which once provided thousands of jobs to residents. As factories shuttered their doors and jobs dried up, Camden slid into a downward spiral from which it has struggled to recover. High crime rates and crumbling infrastructure have further eroded the city's appeal, driving away businesses and residents alike. Efforts to revitalize Camden have met with mixed success, with pockets of renewal interspersed with areas of blight. Yet for many, Camden remains a symbol of America's urban crisis, a city haunted by its past and uncertain of its future. Number 4. Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi, the state's capital, once stood as a beacon of prosperity in the heart of the South. But as suburbanization took hold and industries fled the city, Jackson's fortunes began to wane. The flight of businesses and middle-class residents drained the city's tax base, leaving behind a landscape scarred by neglect and decay. Infrastructure crumbled, schools struggled, and crime rates soared, exacerbating the city's decline. Despite efforts to reverse course, Jackson continues to grapple with systemic issues that have deep roots in its history. Urban renewal projects offer a glimmer of hope, but the road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges. Number 3. Flint, Michigan. Now let's zoom in on Flint, Michigan, a city that's become synonymous with hardship and resilience. While Flint gained national attention for its water crisis, the roots of its decline run much deeper. Once a thriving center of the automotive industry, Flint's fortunes took a nosedive with the outsourcing of manufacturing jobs in the 1970s and 80s. As factories closed their doors and jobs vanished, the city was left reeling, grappling with unemployment and economic uncertainty. But the water crisis of 2014 exposed a deeper rot within Flint's infrastructure and governance. The decision to switch the city's water source to the Flint River without proper corrosion control measures resulted in lead contamination, sparking a public health disaster and shattering trust in local authorities. Despite efforts to address the crisis and revitalize the city, Flint continues to struggle with poverty, crime, and a sense of betrayal among its residents. The scars of the past run deep, casting a shadow over Flint's future prospects, and leaving many wondering if the city will ever fully recover from its decades-long decline. As we peer into Flint's troubled history, we're reminded that the path to redemption is often fraught with obstacles, but with perseverance and solidarity, there's hope for a brighter tomorrow. Number 2. East St. Louis. Once a thriving industrial hub, East St. Louis, Illinois, now stands as a stark reminder of America's urban decline. Mechanization and automation dealt a devastating blow to the city's economy, triggering massive job losses and population decline. Political corruption and financial mismanagement further compounded East St. Louis's woes, leaving behind a landscape scarred by neglect and decay. High crime rates and struggling schools have perpetuated a cycle of poverty that shows no signs of abating. Efforts to revitalize the city have met with limited success, with systemic issues deeply entrenched in its fabric. East St. Louis's fate hangs in the balance, a city teetering on the brink of irrelevance. Number 1. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan, once stood as the crown jewel of America's automotive industry, a symbol of innovation and prosperity. But as factories closed and jobs disappeared, Detroit's decline became inevitable. Political corruption and racial tensions further fueled the city's downward spiral, leaving behind a landscape scarred by blight and decay. Population loss accelerated, leaving behind a hollow shell of a once great city. Efforts to revitalize Detroit have been met with mixed success, with downtown renewal projects contrasting sharply with the desolation of the city's neighborhoods. Yet, for all its challenges, Detroit remains a city of resilience, its spirit unbroken despite the odds. As we reflect on these 10 cities, we're left with a sobering realization. The road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges, but by shedding light on these forgotten corners of America, we can start a conversation about how to build a brighter future for all our cities. If you found this video informative, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching.